Let's get to your story. So for the 3 Comma Club, a lot of them get huge bonuses. Now, some people on Wall Street may think it's too early to be worrying about bonuses, but bankers over at Goldman Sachs never stop worrying. In fact, they're starting early to panic.
Okay.
This after a top analyst said he expects what, Charlie?
A vast reduction in third quarter earnings. Now, we should point out Mike Mayo came out with this report yesterday. Didn't get a lot of press, but the stock got hammered. I mean, Goldman shares were down yesterday. They're down again today.
Yeah, they were at a new low.
They were at a new low. Here's the interesting thing. I've been doing my recon on this, and like I said, this is under the radar screen, and we should also point out, Liz, the year isn't done yet. We're still in September. They report third quarter earnings, I believe, in October, so we still got 2 quarters left, quarter and a half
You know
left.
what, can we show a 52-week, because we're at the annual low right now. In fact, we just hit it.
We should point out, and this is what the stock is showing, this is 2 straight quarters likely of bad earnings from Goldman Sachs, if Mayo is right, that earnings estimates are going to go down dramatically. They're doing okay in IPOs, but there's some other issues that they have in terms of investments and in their equity department. 2 straight earnings, and that had 2 straight quarters if Mayo is right, and he basically halved his earnings estimate. If that's the case, well, guess what? Goldman Sachs they're going to have a hard time paying people next year. We should point out that that's how companies pay. Most of the revenues that companies generate are to go to compensation, and when you have that much of a decline in earnings, you got a real problem on your hands. And
predicting layoffs.
I think there's a shot, there's a shot. And people might just leave. I mean, that's the whole thing.
Bank of America had 100 layoffs.
I know. Well, 100 is like
nothing.
Out of how many employees do they have? That's literally
thousands. But, every layoff matters, obviously.
Hundreds of thousands. I think, yes, you're right. If you're the one laid off, that's not a good thing. But my point is that's kind of an immaterial layoff. I think what's going to happen at Goldman is people are going to wait to see what they get paid. And it's kind of interesting that at Goldman Sachs, they're talking about bonuses now. We're still basically in summer. You know what I'm saying? But they are looking at it, given what Mayo came out and predicted. Mayo is a pretty recognizable and one of probably the acts of banking right now, of being an analyst. He's one of the better ones.
For people who don't know Wall Street, explain to them this bonus culture. Now, they get a smaller base pay.
I'm going to give you some.
But then when it's enough sometimes to buy an entire house.
I'm going to give you
or a Lamborghini.
Generalities. Wall Street executives, take out the mailroom people that work in the commissary. They get paid a salary and they get paid a bonus. Their salary is pretty de minimis generally compared to their bonus. It's something like, on average, anywhere between $100,000 to $200,000. Bonus is where they make up to millions, depending on what line of business you're in, how much money you made. I've seen people have made $30 million, $50 million bonuses,
depending on their performance.
And how much revenue they brought to the firm. That's the problem, though, when the firm doesn't have a lot of revenue. Okay, what do? Well, you're going to give out the money to your M&A bankers. Goldman is doing very well in M&A. That's what they're known for. But that's where everybody else gets squeezed. Those other executives that aren't in necessarily the revenue-producing places, they don't have that extra revenue to keep them happy, and they leave. And that's what's going on at Goldman right now. Those executives are worried about the end of the year. And like I said, it's only September. October 15th is when there's third quarter earnings come out. We'll get a better view then. But Mike Mayo is saying at Goldman Sachs, it's going to be a real bumpy quarter. And I'll tell you, look at that stock chart. Not good. Goldman is held by most people that own financial services company shares. It's a good chance it's going down.
So the wives and girlfriends, just scratch the diamond studs off your list. Charlie, thank you.
Yeah, that's one way of looking at it. And how about Carl?
Uncle Carl.
I heard he was mad at me. Someone said that.
Well, at least he's watching.
Yes, that's true.
Charlie Gasparino.
That's true.